Good morning, Facebook friends. It's Angie Garza, Director of Professional Learning and Educational Services at ROE 47, serving Lee, Ogle, and Whiteside counties. And spring is in the air. And so what a perfect time as we celebrate renewal and looking ahead to talk a little bit about our little people. So this month, we are going to be having some really focused conversations about services for young children and families from birth all the way through kindergarten. And so on today's episode of Teacher Talk, we are so excited to have some focused conversations on our Parents as Teachers programs through our office. So this morning, as usual, I have my friend and co-host, Ms. Stacy Dingus here. Good morning, Stacy.
Morning, Angie. I'm really excited about this month. You know, those little kids are kind of beyond my expertise. So I'm hoping to learn a lot as we record the Teacher Talks for the month of March.
Those children do keep us busy and they are our future. So this is important things to be talking about right now. I'm also joined today by our friends from the regional office. I'd like to start by introducing Lois Meisenheimer. Lois is our early childhood program coordinator. Good morning, Lois.
Good morning. Glad that we could be here today.
Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. We really appreciate it.
Sure.
I'm also joined this morning by Laura McCullough, and Laura is a fixture in our early childhood communities. I'm going to ask you in just a minute here, Laura, how long you have been doing this work, but she is one of our parent educators at the office, serving our families in the 3-county area. Good morning, Laura.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So I do have to ask you, how long have you served as a parent educator?
Well, we were just discussing that. I'm going to think maybe 26, maybe going on my 27th year. So it's been a while.
Wow. I think that really speaks for your passion for the work. So we're so happy to have you here with us this morning to share all of your knowledge and expertise. All right, ladies, let's get started this morning talking about those important services for our families. So I think we need to establish what exactly is Parents as Teachers. Laura, can you help shed some light on what those services are?
Well, we're a parent educating and a family support system. So we help the parents with topics, with resources, with child development. We make sure that the family is functioning. You know, if the family doesn't function, then the child development and everything else doesn't follow along also. So we try to support the parent with strengthening that parent-child interaction, getting them to reinforce their parenting skills, and then promoting the child growth. So if we get the parents, to see what they need, how it supports them and their family, and then it helps with the whole family altogether.
Laura, can you tell us a little bit about who specifically you serve, like the age range of maybe the child, and then maybe elaborate a little bit more about the services that are provided through the Parents as Teachers program?
Okay. We serve prenatal up to age 3. So we can start them, right when they tell us. And some of the services, we connect them with almost anything, we tried almost anything that they ask for. If we, have a visit and they're like, I don't have enough food, or I need help with utilities, I need diapers, I need, daily things, or I need more activities. I need something to do with my child. I'm home all day with them, or I need something in the evenings, or their development part, like I need help with getting them to sleep, or what should they be eating? So it depends on each family, and it depends on their needs or what they ask us for.
How would a family qualify for this program?
Well, we do have income guidelines. So we do look at income, but we also look at eligibility factors. So we have some family stressors that we look at, things that are going on within the family, things that, maybe work or health, And also this year with COVID, that was a stressor with everybody. It can be a stressor with the children. It can be a stressor with the adults. So that was a big one impacted for this year.
So I'm assuming with the age of your clientele, essentially, you're doing some home visits. Can you tell us a little bit about what a home visit would look like?
Well, a normal home visit would be, we would be going into the home and then we would be, face one-on-one with the parent and the child. So this year, because of COVID, we kind of do the same thing, except it's virtual. So we connect with the parent, however possible with them. So we either hooked up FaceTime, Google Duo, Messenger, Zoom, whatever the parent was comfortable with. We got them connected with that. So then we still meet on a weekly basis and we call in and we have them, or we set a date with them ahead of time. And then we just would call in and we would have our visit at that. So a normal visit, before this would be, we would set it weekly. We would still go into the home. And then for that visit, with our planning, we plan for that visit ahead of time. So we would ask, well, what do you want for the visit? What do you want us to bring? What should we talk about? We talk about their goals. We talk about things that they want. And then that's what we bring to the visit. So we do the same thing now. It's just virtually. What do you want in this visit? And, if they're having trouble connecting, we can meet other ways. It's like, okay, well, if you don't have good internet at the moment, I'll text or call you, but then I'll check in later. Or, we can do 2 or 3 visits throughout the week just by check-ins and then getting that virtual one in also. And then we can do the activity with them. Either we have them plan ahead of time for it, or some of us have been doing drop-offs of some of the supplies that maybe they might need, that they might not have at home, but I would really like them to learn or use this. So we've been doing some drop-offs. That way they do have things that we can talk about for our visits.
Laura, that is such great information. One of the things that we would like to share with our Facebook and our greater community is that there are lots of wonderful resources out there for families. And in fact, Lois, I want to ask you really quickly as we kind of wrap up our conversation here this morning, how many parent educators and how many families are served by our own regional office of education?
So we have 5 home visitors, and we, of course, serve families in the 3 counties, so Lee, Ogle, and Whiteside. Typically, when we are at full capacity, we have 55 families enrolled. So over the course of a year, families age out, families enter, families move. We usually have between 60 and 70 families that are participating during the course of a year, which means because a lot of times families have more than one child in the age range or are expecting and have a young child, we can have typically around 90 children a year that are participating. Now, we also try to include all family members that want to participate. So sometimes dads participate and moms, sometimes it's only dads, sometimes it's only moms, sometimes it's grandma that lives in the household or grandpa, or sometimes it's only grandma and grandpa. So the adults that we serve in a typical year are also between about 70 and 80 that are enrolled. So there is a lot of paperwork to manage that many people because everybody has their own individual goals, child, parent and children together. If there's multiple adults, sometimes they have their own goals. And then of course all the developmental screenings that we're doing throughout the year. And we also do parent screenings because we feel like we can't serve the family effectively if we're not being aware of other factors that are influencing the family. Like, are they dealing with some depression issues? Are they dealing with some intimate partner violence? So we do screenings like that just overall for everyone so that we can identify some other issues that the family might be dealing with and link them with other services that can help. So there's a lot of little pieces that go on as part of the home visit, but really to support the family.
And that's what I love, and I would like to leave all of our listeners with, is the fact that these services are really intended to support families. We know that those family partnerships are so important as a child learns and grows and develops within our communities and our educational systems. And having them start off on the right foot and having families there to support them is so vitally important. And so we're so grateful to have these services through our office, and encourage all of our viewers to contact Lois if you are in need or interested in these services. We'll talk a little bit more in some upcoming episodes about coordinated intake and some other things that we have in our office to help support our families. So thank you so much for tuning in to this week's edition of Teacher Talk. On behalf of our guests, Lois Meisenheimer and Laura McCullough, and my friend and colleague and co-host, Stacey Dingus, have a wonderful rest of your day and an even better weekend. Enjoy the sunshine, and we will see you back here next Thursday for another issue of Teacher Talk.